What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Unicorn Princess GOTM. You'll be gaming with Echoe today, and on today's agenda, we will be playing a single-player roguelike strategy mountain climbing game. I believe it's the first of its kind. It's developed by Byte Rockers Games and published by Daedalic Entertainment. The name of the game is Insurmountable. Um, I have played this game a couple of times. I really got into it a couple of years back. It was released in 2021 and I got really into it. It's a really interesting take on mountain climbing and the roguelite aspect and the strategy behind it. I've had a lot of fun with this game. You got 3 playable characters, and depending on what character you play as, that increases or makes the game harder, and certain characters have certain advantages or buffs or whatever. We will be jumping into a new game, and we will be playing as, I think this character right here is called the Adventurer. It's the first character that you play as. So let's crack open a can and dive right in. I will go for normal difficulty. You can play the game at whatever difficulty you want. You got your normal, that is the lower one, and it is challenging, but as it says, it's doable. Then you have your difficulty, which is your resources deplete faster, and the mountain as a whole is more deadly and whatnot. And then you have the hardest one, Insurmountable, which is the extreme. It's super tough and you're basically just begging for it. But we will be doing normal. Here we are. That is our character. As you can see, you have these different plates. These are the tiles that you can walk on, and these items or icons here, this is events that takes place. You have your basic stats. Sanity, it decreases slowly, but eventually you can start hallucinating and stuff. Then you have your body temperature, which is, it reduces during the night. You get colder, and if you start walking in snow and such, then you get colder. Then you have your oxygen. Oxygen only kicks in when you reach the so-called death zone, which is at a certain point, then you get the notification, now you're in the death zone. And you have your energy. Everything you do, walking, climbing, everything, it costs energy. And then you have your health bar. This is your experience points. This will tick up and fill out. Here you have the height of where you're at. Currently we're at 4,128 meters, and the death zone starts at 6,000. Right now we have normal clear weather, and tomorrow it's clear weather. This changes, every now and then, every day changes. It can be windy, it can be stormy, it can be, really cold or whatnot. Here you have your day-night cycle, and this ticks. And these are different buffs and debuffs. They will gather up here. This is to show you the mission at hand. First Ascent, Warm Nights, your rewards and everything. These are your skills that you unlock as you level up. And You can sleep. You have your inventory. In our inventory right now we have a tent. The tent has 3 uses if you use it outside. Then you can use the tent 3 times. You have your climbing rope, which gives you 40% less energy cost on all terrain. You have a thermos of hot tea and a can of food. Can I put this anywhere? No, I can't put this anywhere. You also have, your tools, gloves, shoes, headgear, and then other items. And the game is as easy as this. This is where we're going, to the beam of light. We have to find our way up the mountain. You see there's icons there. There's a bunch of icons. And, up here comes, ice climbing and such. So we will begin by heading to this square. And there you can see, the time it takes and everything. And then we begin walking. I've set up the speed a little bit so you won't have to wait around. And here we go. An unexpected meeting. A gust of wind catches you and you almost fall into a deep fissure. You flail wildly with your arms trying to keep your balance. Suddenly, someone grabs your wrist and pulls you back from the edge. That was close. Just a second later and you would have fallen to your death. Your knees still weak. You take a look at your rescuer. She's a young woman in a threadbare anorak. This is her. There's a green stone fastened around her neck with a leather strap. Fascinated, you stare at the hand-carved charm. Its soft glow is almost hypnotizing. She smiles and hands you some much-needed provision. And here we only have the one option. It says the outcome is unknown, but I accept the gift. A strange feeling overcomes you. You're sure you've been in this situation before. Deja vu? Distracted, you place her gift into your pack. When you look back up, the strange woman is gone. Truly bizarre, but you are grateful. And here we then get an item. What is important is I cannot close down this inventory because then I will forfeit the item. So we will take the item. You can either place it directly into your inventory or you can, right now we have an open slot there, and then you hit confirm and that event is then completed. And now it's just a question of finding our way. Let's see, we will head on and it shows you the mapping and everything. If you don't want to go there, you can just remove the waypoints and then we just head on out. There can be, as you see, there's treasure behind us, but we will be focusing on moving up the mountain. I think this way. See here, we have a cave. Caves are used to sleep in, and they can also be used as a last resort rescue thing. You can sleep outside, but as I mentioned, the tent has its set amount of uses. And then there's also different types of let's see if we can get around this way. We can. We'll head for the treasure chest. I could have gone up and taken the totem. But here we have an item. Mysterious discovery. You're trudging across a snow-covered plain when your boot catches on something, stretching lengthwise along the ground. You're stunned to discover a thick black cable. Why is it here, and where does it lead? And then you get your options. I mean, I can continue and finish the event, nothing happens. I can follow the cable, and that then, takes 2 hours and 52 minutes, but something, the event continues. Or I can pull on the cable and use energy. This is where the strategy comes in, because you have to manage your stats, your energy, and everything. I think I'm gonna follow the cable. The cable leads you to an edge of the small canyon. You can see that it runs down the sheer canyon slope, ultimately disappearing into a pile of rubble at the bottom. It seems clear that there was an avalanche here. Is it worth climbing down to take a look? Yes. You gently probe with the toe of your boot. The rock seems like it would hold. When you shift your weight, however, a large chunk of the rock comes loose and crashes to the bottom. A desperate leap at the last second is all that saves you from hurtling down into the depths along with it. Your legs are jelly. No, this is too risky. You better focus on the task at hand. So, I get experience points, but I don't, nothing more happens. Now it's just a matter of, I think we have to go around this way. These totems, they can give you energy back or sanity back. There's a whole bunch of different things that can happen. These are chance meetings. You have your caves. And soon now, here we go, nightfall. Brew. You catch a whiff of a tantalizing fragrance on the breeze. You follow your nose, which leads to an indigenous man standing in front of a ramshackle hut. A mysterious brew bubbling away. Ooh. What sort of effect might the brew have on you if you were to take a sip? So it takes me 2 hours to approach the stranger and ask for a taste. He stares daggers. He shouts at you, and while you don't understand the words, you certainly get the message. You're not welcome. Okay, so we do get experience points, which means we level up. And each level up, then you get, to pick one of the three. So we can use the reduced energy cost when moving and climbing, which is actually a really, really good one. You can take it slow, gain some energy, body temperature, and oxygen when waking up, which is also really good. And whenever you use a consumable item, gain 4 body temperature. And you also see these can have different types. This is the preserve energy is only active for 24 in-game hours, and the other ones are active until the end of the mission. So you have to, pick and choose whatever you want to do. So I'm thinking we should take this one, and there we go. Now it's active, because we should also head for a cave. You see it's starting to get a little bit cold. You see the icing around the screen. And our energy is running low, so here we go. Cave. You enter a cave. It's dry and sheltered from the wind. So I can either leave the cave and then I'm back into the game, or I can lie down and sleep. In the caves, you don't need the tent, so you save the usages of the tent by sleeping in a cave. And you can choose to sleep for a short period of time, which only gives you this much, or you can sleep for longer. You lose daytime, but you gain more. So we'll sleep for long. All right. So we're heading up here. There's no way to head on up over there. We didn't get anywhere from that side, so we have to, you know, find our way up the mountain. And here we go. You see the exclamation point? These are different types. You got here also snow. They're different types of like, this is solid. You can walk on it, no problem. With the exclamation point, there is a potential chance that something happens when you walk it, like it can crumble and you fall or stuff like that. But we will head on up over here. Oh, cave. Short way ahead, the ground disappears. There's a wide, deep fault. I'll explore it. From the distance, it looks like it might be a backpack or bag. Could there be valuable equipment? And also here, you see, we don't have a torch, so we can't choose this. We don't have a flashlight yet, so we can't choose this. So my options is I return to the cave entrance, or I climb down. The ledge breaks away. Your hand covered in grazes and scrapes, you ignore the pain and search the item, which is in fact an old backpack. It does contain valuable equipment, but you see now we have an effect of sore hands, but we do get an item. A climbing axe, which is really good because, you know, it further decreases our energy costs. I think I will leave the cave and we will keep on keeping on. Now comes, you know, the real climbing parts. The camera angles can be a little bit tricky to finagle because you can zoom in, but then when you drop down into like these areas, you can also put out waypoints. Sometimes the AI doesn't always pick the best way because he would then, you know, climb right up here, and that could potentially use up more energy than if you do it this way. Is there a way to go there? There is, but the energy drain is enormous. And with lack of energy, there is a potential chance of us falling. But we do have a cave over here. Let's see. We will head on over here. Nope, that's also dangerous. See, he wants to drop down. Alright, we'll risk it. We can always take this way up. This, you know, altitude meter, it goes up and down and up and down and up and down. The game really gets to be really interesting once you reach the death zone. We'll see what this is. Glacial cave. Through the thick ice makes the walls glow a deep, invigorating blue. Nice. Another level up. Reduce time cost when moving. I'm gonna go with controlled breathing because we're slowly getting closer to... Shit. Well, I'm gonna have to risk it. Hopefully we won't fall down. You hear a soft squeaking. You take a look around and discover a mountain hare trembles as you, but does not try to flee. You suspect it might be injured. I can't help it because I don't have the necessary item. And I don't want to kill it because it's probably, you know, guarding its young or something. And now we hit a critical status. So we really need to, let's hope this adventurer doesn't get hurt. You stop watching your step for a brief moment, slide down a steep slope. With your last strength, you manage to pull yourself up. You're injured but full of adrenaline. So we've lost a little bit of health, but we gained energy. Follow the wind. As you deftly search for blah 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 blah, you suddenly hear a grinding noise. You narrowly dodged the pointed projectile that comes crashing down. Whew. That makes your blood run cold. A short distance ahead of you is a corpse riddled with stalactites. That poor soul. If only he had your luck. Feeling that more than a little queasy, you rummage through the fur pouch he was carrying. You find valuable equipment and hastily tuck it in your pack, then you turn to leave. So we do gain something. What is this? Hiking staff. On flat terrain. And now we lie down to sleep. Whew. This game is just smack full of interesting surprises at every turn. Just to show you, this is the slowest and he's really, you know, walking. But we're gonna speed climb. Alright, we'll do that, 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 that. And the height difference, they count in, you know, that's 1, that's 2, they count in, you know, sections. Six hours to search the tents? But we did find a warm cap. We'll change it because it's starting to get a little bit nippy. Whoops. The sucky part is when you think you have, you know, if I'm going up this way, it might have been better if I went up that way, but, you know, you can't really know. So I guess we have to eat a can of food to continue. Because sometimes you reach, whoa, as you attempt to jump over a pile of debris, I'll clear away the rubble. Just a graze. See? It's dangerous to go climbing in the mountains. So there, there, there. Now I don't see any. Well, over there they are. It does seem that I can take this way up, but might as well. We'll give it a go. Now we're in the death zone. You have entered the death zone. You pause for a moment to prepare for the difficult path towards the summit. Mend my wounds. Eat something. And now oxygen will start to tick down. And we don't have an oxygen tank. Meaning, we can hope that this is an oxygen tank. Because oxygen depletes. Oh, there was a... There we go. Come on, oxygen. A crevasse splits the ground in front of you, blocking your way. You risk a chance, glance down. Oh, notice an old backpack. Well, keep trying. Crampons. Sweet. Confirm, level up. Preserve energy. Now we barely have any energy. So, we're not gonna make it. So we're gonna have to use the tent. Yep, we'll have to. Now we only have 2 uses left. And we're heading up there. We're not giving up. Okay. That's where we're going. Oh, shit. This was a bad move. See, the mountain is tricky. If I want to go there, I have to go all the way around. Damn it. Hey, we do have a chance for another item, though. We do have to venture over these areas. Yep, of course something happened. One of them hits your torso. Shit, this mountain is unforgiving. They could be poisoned. Yeah, would do you. I'll try it. But the more of them you scarf, the louder your stomach rumbles. You take a break, but it's too late. Nausea overcomes you and creeps up your esophagus. Then you throw up again and again until you sink to the ground exhausted in a pool of your own vomit. Holy shit! Comet. Its bright tail stretching, what a spectacle. Well, we do gain sanity. Now then. We have no energy. So last use of the tent. Then it's gonna be nightfall. And now we have no more tent. We have no food, we have no water. We will use the climbing because we have to get all the way up there. That's the end goal. Come on, baby. We're gonna skip the cave because we're gonna speed climb it. Ta-da! Your heart feels light and full of joy as you stand on the summit. The hardship of the climb already forgotten. You savor the moment. It's yours and yours alone. What an adventure. What a view. Often blah blah blah. Higher than standing on. What's that? Something stands atop of. From this, it looks like an antenna, but that can't be right. Or can it? First, you have to get out of the death zone. Now, we need to head on there. And that is gonna be a trek. Now we're just skipping all of these. The end or the beginning. A steep cliff rises in front of you. Can you find a place to rest here? A narrow canyon runs down the middle of the crag, then turns off to the side, and your heart starts racing. A steel door is blocking your way. You're grinding and squeaking. Shocked, you take a step back as the door slowly opens, glaring light, blah blah blah. You hear the shrill sound of a siren. You walk towards the light, carefully placing one foot. The world begins to swirl around you faster, faster. You feel dizzy. The siren is higher. You stumble. Then you fall forever. Success! And this was just one of many, many climbs that you can make. And here you get upgrade points for the adventurer, and then you have the scientist as, you know, the next playable character, and then you have the journalist. So these are the three characters you can play. Capacity plus 10, that's nice. Unlocked more items. So the more you play, the more you level up the character, the more then you come here. There was that gate you walked through. Confused? Don't worry, that's normal. If you're fully conscious when you go through the time loop. It must have something to do with the radiation. Time loops, radiation. See, this game is jam-packed with mysteries. It's jam-packed with fun little events that happen every now and then. Here we have all the missions. We have 3 mountains. Scientist, we have missions we can do. And this is for the adventurer because we haven't unlocked the scientist or the journalist yet. This game has so much depth, so much stuff, so much It's mind-boggling. And I really, really, really enjoy this game. I think it's an amazing game. I have sunk so many hours into this game. It's ridiculous. And I think that you should too. It's most definitely worth a try. And it's not even that expensive. If you want to buy Insurmountable, right now it's on special promotion. 80% discounted for only €4. I say this is a perfect time to pick up Insurmountable. There's no reason not to. Pick it up, have some fun, and play it. You've been gaming with Echoe, and I'm going to be playing another game in the next couple of days. I haven't decided which one yet. And the goal for me with the end of December is to get my brother back on, and we will be playing The Last Plague Blight co-op. And I'm really looking forward to that. I hope you have enjoyed this episode of Unicorn Princess GOTM. And stay tuned and stay safe.